Hi, welcome back to the show, folks. I'm your host.
Hey, this is my show. He has a
I got
podcast.
confused
He's
there.
trying to plug his podcast. Don't look up A Farrier's Tale. That's not the story. However, it does involve him and you being a farrier. So thanks for being here for this little breakdown session we're going to do here on your Farrier video. I kind of wanted to do this to celebrate the huge milestone for me and my little channel of 10,000 views, but now it's even surpassed that.
Nope.
So, and of course we're pre-recording this a little bit here, so by the time I get done edited and all, it'll be even more views than it is now, which is, I think it's at 13,000. So how does it feel to have just the knowledge of 13,000 people have seen you and what you do for a living?
Well, it's sort of weird because I only know like 100 people, so yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know, we got a long ways to go though, because I have seen Farrier videos that have well over 1 million views, so.
We're just getting started.
Yep.
All right. Well, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's watch here. Oh yeah. That shot, probably one of the best shots we have in this thing. So a lot of things in life, you like save the best for last, but in video, especially on YouTube, no, you put the best out first. You got to catch them right away. And honestly, I think it worked. Okay, the reason I put that shot in there, honestly, I had just gotten the gimbal.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I used it on a documentary that summer, but it was probably my second time using it other than that. And it can do that mode where it can just rotate on its axis. I'm like, let's figure out how to do something.
Yeah, originally you were only, let's do like a car tire pulling up to a stop, and you want something more cool. And I was like, well, I flip my hammers around all the time, so just catch me flipping a hammer. But the hammer was flipping faster than what the gimbal could do. And so Aaron pulled out the hoof testers from the hoof box. And, hey, what about this thing? You could twirl this thing around. Yeah. And I had never in my life twirled my hoof testers before. And and so it was very awkward, especially with the gloves on. We just made something up right then and there. And then we practiced it for probably longer than we should have.
Do it as slow as you can. Like even like halfway turn it, continue turning it, try some variants like that. And go.
Ooh. I gotta figure out how to like actually manipulate with my fingers. Ooh, that works.
All right, let's try that.
Yeah.
Did a couple shots.
It was definitely worth it. I've had numerous people ask me, how did you do that? Or they love the video specifically because of that shot. So it was definitely worth it. Here goes.
My awesome slide that Dad helped me build.
Custom built?
Yep.
A farrier
Nice.
is someone who
Homemade.
chews horses.
Here we are in the middle of the woods in Sheboygan.
Yeah, actually, we should talk about why we are here in this location. This summer, or that particular summer, what summer was this?
It would have been 2 years ago now, coming up on 2 years ago, 2020.
So 2020. So that summer, my dad and I were shoeing a barn on Mackinac Island. It was a perfect place for the meetup, for you to come and do some actual filming of us shoeing horses. Nice aesthetics of the place, lots of horses, lots of busyness going on. But for some reason, you could never meet me on the island that year for filming. And so we ended up, my last time up there, you were living in Sheboygan. I came over to your place directly from the island, my last trip there. And we needed some place to film, so we went off into the woods on some 2-track, and we just pretended that we were at some farm, but we're in the middle of the woods. But actually, the funny thing is, some people on horseback came by.
Yeah, and we jokingly like, "Hey, you need some trimming done?" Here we are. They were kind of like weirded out, like, "What are these guys doing out here?" I mean, it was the boonies. It was a 2-track, legit 2-track to get back there
in the middle of nowhere. But had the stream.
Did you get stuck? Did you get stuck in your truck at one point?
No,
it was muddy.
It was close though with the. As you were driving that minivan, yeah, it was not a place for us to be.
I had the minivan.
We were not supposed to be back there for sure.
Hopefully, I got some couple B-roll behind-the-scenes shots I can throw up there real quick because that was fantastic. Yeah, just some general anvil stuff. Some B-roll.
Yeah, that was fall of 2020 is when that did, and then
that would have been the second shoot we did, maybe, because this interview was the first one. I think we started with the interview, and that was here in the Lansing area.
Yeah, over in Diamonddale.
Because that was summertime. You can see there's no fall leaves here, but there's definitely fall leaves
Oh, okay.
up north.
Yep.
So-
Infections or other pathologies we can lend a hand with. An equine healthcare professional.
There he is, Cody Harris, the equine healthcare professional. You can put that on your card.
Yeah, well, I actually was supposed to say hoof care professional, but it
Yeah,
came
I was
out healthcare.
I was gonna
It's a
say-
little presumptuous.
Yeah,
but big part of equine healthcare is hoof care,
It
so
definitely takes
yeah.
a certain kind of
Then we
person. If you
The
want
interview
to
was
be
live,
very,
and
you
so
have to
all the
have
flubs came
a
out
big
there. I
work
didn't have time to
ethic.
premeditate on what I was
You
going
have
to say.
be dedicated to it.
Well,
A lot of
13,000 people
hours
don't
of
care.
repetition, A lot of learning, and so you definitely have to have a bigger picture in mind for the long term.
So,
It's
And
not
this was an
something
actual
9 to
client.
5.
I tagged along with you to an actual client you had.
mm-hmm.
Was that somewhere around
It was
here?
like February.
Okay.
That was like many months later. And yeah, at that time, all the horses aren't wearing, well, all the horses I do don't wear shoes in the winter time. And so we had nothing, again, nothing to actually film me shoeing a horse. It's just the schedules did not work out. But I did want to mention, though, that previous shot of me hitting on the horseshoe. Maybe you could rewind it and go back to that. You can tell that a blacksmith or farrier was not
This one?
involved in the advisory of this.
Right here?
Had an advisory role on the editing.
Pathologies we
A
can
farrier was
lend a
not
hand
present in the
with. An
editing room.
equine healthcare professional.
Right there. So anyway, pause it. So
What's wrong with that?
the horseshoe is black, for one thing. So whenever you're hitting on cold steel, you're just wasting your time and wasting your energy. You might as well stick it back in the forge and work with it while it's hot. And while it's hot, you don't even need a hammer. You could just use like a stick to bend it with. So it's way more efficient to work with. And it was orange when I pulled it out. And I just opened it, closed the shoe, opened it and closed the shoe. There was no horse to be shod there. So we were just messing around. But I think everyone just loves that ting, ting, ting sound. But you only get that when the steel is cold. So every single shot that's me swinging at a shoe, the shoe is not hot.
Well,
it was though when I was doing it, and so
that's one of those things. The person of the craft versus the
I
artist
don't think
making the video for two different reasons.
I don't think being a farrier.
so anyhow, any
is for
farrier that,
everyone.
especially that's like I don't know what
It
I
definitely
can't tell.
takes
I think that's 5/16 by 3/4, and especially doing those little bitty taps. I'm not doing anything but making noise in that shot, so
You
it's
have to be dedicated to it.
it is what
a
it
lot
is.
Of hours of repetition, a lot of learning, and so
I
you
like it.
definitely have to have a bigger picture.
It
in
makes
mind
noise.
for the long term.
It makes noise.
The evening before.
Again.
There you go.
Shoes
Another
fit,
cold shoe.
Ting, ting, ting.
sort of familiar
Putting a
with the
cold
horse's
shoe
gear
in the
likes you.
when I was trying to start the forge.
Oh, yeah.
It was Mr. Gray's forge and the clicker didn't work,
Oh,
and so I was
really?
tossing. No, I think I just had a lighter. I was trying to light it, and we couldn't get it going, and you didn't have the camera on. I finally got going. A great big fireball came and took off my eyebrows and everything.
Well, we're not doing it again.
I do remember you got your hair singed. Well, you asked later when I took a picture of you, I think, like, what was wrong with your hair? And it was like all singed, sticking up, singed.
Looking ahead to the next day in preparation for it, and then maybe in the evening you're taking care of your tools, maybe changing the brakes on your truck, preparing for the next day.
The old Ranger.
yeah.
You get that thing still running?
Lifestyle.
How long you've had that truck now? It's got to be like
Since I was 18.
I would say the horse population
7 years.
in the United States.
Take
was
care of your
probably at
vehicles,
its
ladies and gentlemen.
lowest Right after World War II.
Also, this was also another
That's
flub.
when,
It was
more and
actually
more
more so.
farmers,
I was
probably
looking at a
majority
chart
of
from the
farmers started
USDA,
using tractors
and
other motorized vehicles,
it's more
and
so the 80s that the
workhorse
horses
kinda
started to
became
rebound.
obsolete. And so I would say
I think I
for
said the
about
60s in this.
15 or 20 years, there's probably very few farriers.
Well, my chart
In the 1960s
kind of matched
or
what you were
so,
saying.
The horse started
That says USDA on it too. I don't know.
recreation,
Why does it say Rome?
and
FOR
people started
Rome.
just riding them for pleasure.
That
Was that the population
No.
of horses in Rome?
no.
Grades and whatnot.
That's
There's
Who conducted the survey or something?
And could ever shoe. I started off following my
yes.
dad around. He was a farrier before I was born.
And also after I was
Just
born.
going around to a couple different farms, hobby farms mostly, and watching what he did.
And he didn't always
and
work on
getting
hobby
tools,
farms.
and
He
then
worked
Right.
after I
Well,
graduated,
this right here is Mackinac Island. He worked for the
carriage
carriage
tours.
tours, yeah.
300
that's where
horses.
I got my start.
300 draft horses.
So he put his time
I
in.
enjoy
It's a hard job.
driving through the countryside,
There you go.
meeting folks.
This is back in Sheboygan,
animals,
where I was living at the time.
Yeah, flashback
This was
to
after
fall.
the 2 tracks here. And now this is back months earlier in the summertime.
Oh, it is.
Mr.
The
Farmer.
soybeans are still green.
Farming, like stock footage right there. I can just sell that as
Now here we go. This is what even, well, you want a little more even heat than that when you're shaping a shoe, but that's the color you want it to be when you're hitting it with a hammer. You don't want it to ring.
A little bit different. And so
That's a good shot.
Those horses were cool.
Know what a horse needs and having the knowledge and experience to apply that is very challenging at times.
I did a horrible
I don't
job
really have
explaining
Oh.
that.
For the work that I do.
That's a nice little shot.
Always, I guess from the beginning, even going to school, I always had a verse from Colossians in mind, Colossians 3:23, and whatever you do, do it wholeheartedly, as unto the Lord and not for men. And so that's kind of
I do like that interview setup. I think that turned out really good there under that. Was it a willow tree or oak tree?
A walnut tree?
Walnut.
Horses,
One of those
and also
with the hanging. I like it. Ah, that shot. I really like that one.
Yeah, you can tell we're in the middle of nowhere.
That's untouched virgin forest. So, if you are a farrier or a small business owner would like a video similar to that, hey, I am a videographer. You can hit me up, email below, aaronthefilmmaker2@gmail.com, and we can talk about hooking you up with something like this. So what is the difficult thing about being a farrier that you wished you would have said in that video?
I wish I would have clarified the process. I didn't even clarify the process, but 3 steps. First, you have to have either the knowledge or experience to know what an issue is when it comes up. And then once you are pretty sure of what it might be, then you have to come up with a plan of action and create a vision of success. What are you going to do to help fix it? And then step 3 is you actually have to have the manual skills and the ability to bring that, make it physically happen, make your hands meet that vision. And so that process, especially for young farriers, is extremely difficult. Troubleshooting and then knowing exactly what to apply and then having the competence to apply it adequately. And so that's when relationships comes in. And you have to know farriers who've been doing it for 20, 30 years, giving them a call and being able to converse with them. So that's your most valuable asset as a farrier. Your most valuable asset as a farrier is your other farrier pals who've been doing it a lot longer than you have.
What's something like the aspiring farrier? They saw this video.
Oh.
They're inspired to be a farrier too now. What do you tell them just to get started? What to start practicing on? What are they looking to do here? Fresh out
I
of the gate.
would ride along with a farrier that you know or ask someone who has horses for their farrier's number. It's a pretty common thing in the industry for farriers to let young folks ride along with them to get a taste of what it's like. It's nothing out of the ordinary. And so ride along with a farrier and then ask him all the farriers that he or she knows and ride with all those farriers. Ride with as many as you can. Make yourself useful. Start sweeping the floor when you're at the barns, and then maybe they'll let you start cleaning out feet, pull some shoes or something like that. But start riding along with a farrier, get your hands dirty, and start getting underneath some horses in a small way. So that's that would be the number one thing before anything else.
So if people are seeing this and wanting to get in contact with you, you'd take them out for
Yeah, I could.
rounds?
I could. But I only do it part-time now since I go into school full-time. So it wouldn't be the exciting adventure. But I could, I definitely have the contacts, and I could hook them up with a lot of good farriers around.
And
so.
you did have one person reach out to you because of that original video
yeah,
we did.
That's right. That's crazy. I did. Yep. So it's already happened.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. How about the benefits of being a farrier? Everyone knows the struggles, the things to to work on, and it's not for everyone. What's the cool thing about being a farrier?
Well, you have to have the personality type for it, but the independence that you have over your business and how you choose to operate it, and yeah, just the flexibility it gives you. You can, obviously, you have to put your clients first and meet their schedule needs, but you can basically schedule the day how you would like it to have scheduled, and work on as many or as few horses as you choose to. And yeah, if you're good at shooting horses, there's no lack of work. And so if you're good, you basically can set your schedule and set up your day how you would like it to be done. So.
And it's a pretty in-demand thing.
Oh yeah,
there's
for
a
sure.
huge demand for it. And
Yep.
so if there's a demand, then pay's got to be pretty decent too, because that's going to be a part of it for folks.
It depends. You can, as long as you work efficiently, you can make a living at it. You have to practice, have to be efficient.
Well, thanks for taking the time to sit down and chat about this video. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, so it's cool that we were able to make it happen. And if you want to see something more like this, where I sit down with someone and talk about my videos in the past, then this is the first time we've done something like that. So let me know what you thought. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave us a comment so we can check that out. Like the video, and we will see you in the next one. I'm Aaron the Filmmaker, reminding you that no one is accidentally successful.